Yo, Fumez felt that in his chest. He was like, yes. Yeah, what's good, y'all? Back at it again with another reaction. If you're new to the channel, my name is Shadiq and you're now locked into KRXOVR Media. This time we're checking out Mitch's Plugged In. I wasn't able to get onto this one as soon as I would like, and people were really receiving this one super well. I have to say shout out to Spacey from Right Talk TV because he put me onto Mitch in general. Some of the tracks that I've heard from Mitch, insane. I heard his most recent mixtape. If you haven't already, make sure you go run that one up. His mixtape is insane. He is so talented. Yo, before I even get into this, I just want to say I want to hear Mitch and President T. I don't know why, but I think that collab. You know what? Mitch, President T, and Unknown T. That reminds me of Walks' skit where he did like, what will Unknown T and President T sound like on a track? But anyway, man, I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it. I really want to check this one out. I think there's a beat switch I'm hearing.
Look, fumes, I cook tunes and push brooms. Court rooms cause I caught youths in the afternoon. 4 members in this blue saloon, but we don't do balloons. I got a T-spot jumping up a tablespoon. And I ain't got a
I got a T-spot tablespoon.
Saloon, but we don't do balloons. I got a T-spot jumping up a tablespoon. And I ain't got a cause this tune cries. I'm live in the room, guys. No boy bands like Maroon 5. I figured out to get this money in some big amounts. And all is hating on me cause I got a bigger house. You don't rap the truth, but you want respect from the youths. You been slapped, stop rapping like you shoot. I'm the voice, the man I mute. Shoot man if they don't salute. If I see man on my route, I'll do it and I'll take pursuit. First in GMG to make 100 quid. Broad day and hit, I did boot into the bid before I make it lich. Then man type a lot, I roll with a pipe a lot. It's frying.
One of the things I like about Mitch and the reason why I can't even talk right now. One of the things I like about Mitch and the reason why I immediately gravitated towards him is the fact that you can hear the authenticity in his voice. You can hear the fact that these are things that he's really felt. You feel me? Like, not even experience. These are things that he's felt. And it's just like his cadences. There's so many things about Mitch that make him such a good artist, but yeah.
Pursue. First in GMG to make 100 quid. Broad day and hit. I did boot into the bid before I make it lich. Then man type a lot. I roll with a pipe a lot. It's frying on my block where I'm from. It's piping hot. Look, dude, I cook beef like it's cooked food. Don't pretend to prove this glizzy send me to the moon. I bumpy road, but it's getting smooth since I made a tune. Don't assume I won't boom boom shake the room. They wanna write me off, I never had a writer's block. I was turned like MySpace, Microsoft. They couldn't send me shot, don't confuse me with no. I made it pop, them man are fruity when the lights go off. And now they're saying I'm a show off. Where you get your flow off, I done mazzers that I bet you didn't know off. The streets say this.
It's like he has such a unique flow. Like, he's not saying anything crazy, but the way that he delivers it, the way that he plays with like the tempos in his voice, the cadences, whatever, those are the things. I said tempo is speed, but anyway, like the way that he plays with the cadences and levels in his voice and everything, like that just adds so much more, because he could choose to be very monotone with it and that'll make it a lot harder to receive what he's saying. But the fact that he's giving you this kind of real talk but giving you also different levels in his voice, that makes it so much more engaging to listen to.
Show off, where you get your flow off. I done mazzers that I bet you didn't know off. The streets ain't the same, you need a chainsaw to take my chain. Unless you make it disappear, but you ain't David Blaine. 4 years, I had 4 channels. Crab in a barrel, still outside, trying to slide like a door panel. Catch me in your flannels. And these barrels sing like Christmas carol. I ain't getting rubbed and throwing in a towel. I was chilling in the chapel, now I'm king of my castle. Say my name, but if they touch me, it's hassle. Your favorite rapper.
And what I like is that this beat matches him very well. Like, I kind of have a feel for a Mitch type beat, especially after listening to his last tape. He's very versatile, and I know that this is what, 6 minutes, so there's gonna be at least 1 or 2 beat changes. I think I heard that there's a drill half on this one, and after hearing, I think it was his Modern Warfare freestyle, I think it was his Modern Warfare freestyle, where the second half of it was drill, and it was just like, it was insane. So I want to hear if he's gonna have that kind of switch up here too.
Chapel, now I'm king of my castle. Say my name, but if they touch me, it's hassle. Your favorite rapper's rapper, so I'm baffled. They're like Eve with an apple. Yeah, you rap, but in time you'll unravel. From gridlock to miss shouting, no.
He said, yeah, he rap, but over time he will unravel. You wrap something around, but he's saying over time he'll come loose. His true colors will show. At least that's what I think he's saying. Or maybe he's saying that, like, you know, he'll soften up. I don't know, but however you want to interpret that, that's just an insane metaphor. Like, that's the kind of wordplay that I like. Like, you can use like bars as much as you want, right? I've heard enough on the wing, like, you hear me complain about it enough. These are the kind of things that, to me, make lyricism.
Yeah, you rap, but in time you'll unravel. From gridlock to miss shouting, no flip-flops. Corn like lip gloss, and Mary with the rip tops. From Rick Ross to rock and roll, no slip knot. I'm on the block making drinks, they're making TikToks. And I don't need it on my wrist if there's a big clock. Free night, I done it in the chip shop. Why you think half my blocks in them padlocks? Before I could've paint a picture like Van Gogh. And I can't rock with his...
I've heard, like, you know, Van Gogh, I've heard those kind of lines before, but he said locked behind a padlock. Like, I've never heard anybody else use that as a way to say jail. Like, what?
Free night, I done it in the chip shop. Why you think half my blocks in them padlocks?
The padlocks.
Before I could've paint a picture like Van Gogh. And I can't rock with his use, they say I'm standoff. When GPS was on my ankle like Shamrock. And now you ain't been a slime from the sandbox. From trap spots to black pots, it's the Santos. So I was serving Lisa in the Nisa. In my cab checking the meter. Yo gaff, I beg you turn up the heater.
And you know, I like the fact that he really embraces his Brum accent. I believe he's from Brum, so apologies if I'm incorrect, but I appreciate the fact that he embraces the accent. Like, the way that he really emphasizes the last syllable of certain words. Like, it just gives him something that's very him. I can't think of any other artist off the top of my head that sound like him with the cadences. Like, maybe H, but I don't know. Because he does that very often.
Yo gaff, I beg you turn up the heater. When I was on Soho with Melina, my Twix and Ribena. Where was you lot? I never see ya. But I don't know about a leader. I can pattern you a beater or a feature. I had nothing, I was a dreamer. Take a breather. I know from my demeanor, I'm a dealer. I'm gang, just a little bit cleaner.
Fumez, the engineer.
That was what, about 2 minutes? We're about to get. Alright then. Alright then.
You. Nah, forget that if I ever bought.
If you when it comes against flipping Bugsy. I was like, where did I hear that from?
You. Nah, forget that if I ever bought my ups in Dubai, I'd leave man chilling in the sky. I don't but still there's no reply. I'm in Brum every day, it's like the shy. And these new little youths that don't apply.
Where I know Bugsy did it and whatever's the song. I'm not editing this one like that, so I'm not gonna be able to put it on the screen. Maybe I will, I don't know. But I know Bugsy had the you when it come against I. Then builders will fly like birds in the sky. Where did he get that cadence from? I don't think, was that a Chip jab? Like directly at Chip? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section, because I know that I've heard the cadence before. Obviously, he's making the reference.
Forget that if I ever bought my ups in Dubai, I'd leave man chilling in the sky. I don't but still there's no reply. I'm in Brum every day, it's like the shy. And these new little youths that don't apply. I know Scott, you tried to lie. I still gotta get him down before I die. See new towns cooking like July. You dyed your hair blonde, you fruity guy. Don't report this to YouTube on the slide. You know I'm loose like Simba.
You know what's crazy? I was just thinking to myself, I'm just like, it actually aggravates me that he's mad about bars got taken down. That was one of the least rude things I've ever heard in my life. And that got taken down. So it's, yeah. And I also like how he went from that really kind of slow, a little bit off-putting flow to kind of picking it right back up. Because I was just kind of air about it. But because I recognized the cadence and the flow, I was like, all right, let me see where he's going to go with this. So that kind of, it hooked me in a little bit. So to hear where he, where he took it.
I don't but still there's no reply. I'm in Brum every day, it's like the shy. And these new little youths that don't apply. I know Scott.
Is this School of Grime? I'm from a school called Grime. I didn't see you that time. I think it's from school. I think it's called School of Grime, something like that. I'm pretty sure that's where it's referencing.
No reply.
Unless Chip referenced something else in that too.
And these new little youths that don't apply. I know Scott, you tried to lie. I still gotta get him down before I die. See new towns cooking like July. You dyed your hair blonde, you fruity guy. Don't report this to YouTube on the slide. You know I'm loose like Simba KSI. And if you ever see Mitch and TGIs, I got a Rambo knife that's twice my size. Still watch Jack Daniel on my fries.
The fact that he's referencing all this like food. He talked about TGI. I think I'm assuming he's talking about TGI Fridays and talking about Jack Daniels, like small things.
YouTube on the slide. You know I'm loose like Simba KSI. And if you ever see Mitch and TGIs, I got a Rambo knife that's twice my size.
I'm pretty sure that Simba and KSI have a song. Was it called Loose? I know that they have a song. I'm pretty sure I reacted to it, but yeah.
Still want Jack Daniel on my fries. Look, I'm from the Oak, no silly, then straight to the bank like Benny. I'm an all-star like Kenny, but I'm from the block like Jenny. Spinner, shotty, semi, these shots ain't no Hemi. If this G-lock holds 20, I make it scream like them. Dilemma like Kelly, before I had a bar like Peggy.
Yeah, you see, like, I really like what Mitch does. I feel like he's one of those artists that kind of gets held back by drill a little bit. Just listening to this, like, I like the bars, I like that he is creative, but also I can tell there's certain things just like he could do so much more when he's not on drill specifically. I don't know what it is about drill, whether it be the instrumentals or what people are expecting out of the genre, but sometimes it kind of, I don't want to say it makes artists basic, but you can tell it brings them, I don't want to say down, like they have to water themselves down, like just like a little bit, right? Like I've heard the Dilemma, Kelly Rowland, I've heard that enough times, you feel me? I've heard that kind of reference, so I don't know.
Shotty, semi, these shots ain't no Hemi. If this G-lock holds 20, I make it scream like them. Dilemma like Kelly, before I had a bar like Peggy.
Like the All-Star I was told.
How many pagans, many, ask my probation. She knows it's many, and if I take it, there is edgy. It's in my story.
If you would have found a way to tie in 50 Cent, Many Men.
Probation. She knows it's many, and if I take it, there is edgy. It's in my stolen come with petty. And man, I've been Musgrave already. The rap, but I can't do this to a tune. You can't act, then still be a goon. Knew about fumes, for I knew about tunes. Before I ever swept landings with a broom. I was trying to spray this like perfume, and there's never no room there when I'm in the room. But see that rare, heard that tear. He screamed like Ric Flair. And no one not equal, no one not fair. And I got a shotgun spare. Teddy got 1, 2, that's a pair. Super like Mayor, never done a musical chair. And that's the upright.
They said he has a shotgun too. He has a shotgun as well. That's a pair. 2 people got. Who else had a line like that? Damn. Was it P Money? Somebody had a bar like that ages ago. Like it was something similar. Whatever.
He screamed like Ric Flair. And no one not equal, no one not fair. And I got a shotgun spare. Teddy got 1, 2, that's a pair. Super like Mayor, never done a musical chair. And that's the upright there, the ones with a twist in his hair. Check, them man shy like Snoochie. They don't know nothing about Lukey. Up this hoopty, call no duty. 2C, sliding a 2C. But it's corn ain't cheap like Lucy. And if I shake this whap like Moochie's, Mitchy, you know I'm bad like Booty. And the pagans remind me of Pookie.
Boozy bad, yeah. I don't know, it's something about drilling like these like bars. Like, after a certain amount of time, it's just, it takes away from what you're saying, in my opinion. Like I've said this in several reactions, that when you have a lot of those kinds of bars in succession, it makes what you're saying about what you're referencing and less so about what you're actually saying sometimes. So you kind of got to use those sparingly, or else it kind of feels like I'm listening to a bunch of references and not necessarily like what you're actually saying.
This hoopty, call no duty, 2C, sliding a 2C. But it's corn ain't cheap like Lucy. And if I shake this whap like Moochie's, Mitchy, you know I'm bad like Booty. And the pagans remind me of Pookie. Rumtown booter, GM recruiter. He got smoked like Tuka. If you say that I might shoot ya. Shooter like smokes your buka. From computer to a shooter. Fumez engineer, but he ain't a producer. And corn ain't cheap like Lucy. And if I shake this whap like Moochie's, Mitchy, you know I'm bad like Booty. And the pagans remind me of Pookie. Rumtown booter, GM recruiter. He got smoked like Tuka. If you say that I might shoot ya. Shooter like smokes your buka. From computer to a shooter. Fumez engineer, but he ain't a producer. Never been a loser. Remember Mitch made a boot.
Yo, Fumez felt that in his chest. He was like, yes, someone who gets it. I mix and I master. I don't make the beats.
Fumez engineer, but he ain't a producer. Never been a loser. Remember Mitch made a boomer mover. The same teeth that I'm pushing and I push that in the Lume. Works in no tutor. Loads with boys and I never had a future. Then I got signed by Fendi a Puma. Look, I'm from Brom.
This is what I like from him on drill. If it had to be anything, I would prefer this. I think Mitch, he should experiment with some of the brighter drill sounds. I think he should experiment with more like the melodic sounds. I think after hearing his project and hearing what he can do on like non-drill tracks, if he could find that perfect middle ground, yeah, he'll have a very, very, very bright future in my opinion.
They call me a gooner. I don't really humor you. This track should have set back.
Take it back a little bit.
And the Lume works in no tutor. Loads with boys and I never had a future. Then I got signed by Fendi a Puma. Look, I'm from Brom, but they call me a gooner. I don't really humor you. This track should have set back sooner. You know I'm Chris like Lou. That time my girl called me a Uber. Check, look.
You know I'm Chris like Ludacris. Alright.
Fendi a Puma. Look, I'm from Brom, but they call me a gooner. I don't really humor.
I like that.
Should have set back sooner. You know I'm Chris like Lou. That time my girl called me a Uber. Check, look, I'm the flow switcher. Now they want a picture. Never been beat up in jail like B4 blacks, what a mixture. Top of the league, no football fixture. Paid for a scripture. I brought the driller to the party. I never brought mixer. I see the pagans chat bare shit from jail. I beg someone call him a lister. Cold with a stick, I'm a twister. Burst like blister. If I see you shopping in Vista, never left a strap at my sister. After this freestyle, address me as a mister. Beat it like Swifter. Blueston Rizzler. Mitch, you love bun.
Beat it like Swifter. Swift. Listen, if you don't know about Swift, yo.
Check, look, I'm the flow switcher. Now they want a picture. Never been beat up in jail like B4 blacks, what a mixture. Top of the league, no football fixture. Paid for a scripture. I brought the driller to the party. I never brought mixer. I see the pagans chat bare shit from jail. I beg someone call him a lister. Cold with a stick, I'm a twister. Burst like blister. If I see you shopping in Vista, never left a strap at my sister. After this freestyle, address me as a mister. Beat it like Swifter. Blueston Rizzler. Mitch, you love bonfire like Sizzler. Talk about home with a sprinter. That shit brethrens works. You ain't jumped to the dinger. You blackface ninja. Now you wanna rap last week with a singer. You man a champs, no stinger. All the girls say you're a minger. I left Maxine at home with a bringer. Jump out and attack like Tinder. Make him a
Fumez over here trying to regain his composure after hearing all that. Nah, let's take that back. This segment right here is it.
Paid for scripture. I brought the driller to the party. I never brought mixer. I see the pagans chat bare shit from jail. I beg someone call him a lister. Cold with a stick, I'm a twister. Burst like blister. If I see you shopping in Vista, never left a strap at my sister. After this freestyle, address me as a mister. Beat it like Swifter. Blueston Rizzler. Mitch, you love bonfire like Sizzler. Talk about home with a sprinter. That shit brethrens works. You ain't jumped to the dinger. You blackface ninja. Now you wanna rap last week with a singer. You man a champs, no stinger. All the girls say you're a minger. I left Maxine at home with a bringer. Jump out and attack like Tinder. Make a man do the linger. All of the things that I done with his index finger.
Man said make man do the no linger. Sway!
You man a champs, no stinger. All the girls say you're a minger. I left Maxine at home with a bringer.
This segment is it.
All of the things that I done with his index finger. Remember I was in school with the Vinda.
Fumez, the engineer.
Shout out to Zyron on the beat. I'm not familiar with you, but shout outs to you. So in this channel, we hold the vowels. That means we're gonna get straight into it. And I'm giving this one an 8.5. After hearing everything that Mitch did on that last mixtape, this one, it really does kind of live up to what I know I could expect from him. Although I will say the levels that were on that tape weren't quite met on this particular song, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Now his flows are the highlights on this one. The flows were insane, especially that bit towards the end. It's something about the way Mitch enunciates his words, the way that he uses his voice, all of those things. It just adds a whole other layer to his flow and makes him really enjoyable to listen to, honestly. Like sometimes it isn't even necessarily what he's saying, but literally exactly how he's saying it. Like the way it sounds with his voice and his cadence. That's really what I love here. But his flows, there's nobody else like him right now. Nobody. Like the closest I could ever really compare him to is maybe President T, and that's the main reason why I want to hear him and President T together on a track, because I know that the way that they deliver would sound mod. Maybe even Gigs. You know what, Mitch, President T, and Gigs. I know I said Unknown T earlier, that could be one collab, but Mitch, President T, and Gigs, that might even be something right there too, but it would have to have the right kind of beat to balance out like the low ends in their voice, and well, rather in terms of like how low their voices are. I don't necessarily know about like frequencies and stuff, but segueing right into the beat here, neither of them were very captivating. Like they were okay. The first one I think I like more than the second. The second one really felt like a generic drill beat, honestly. Like even like right now listening to it in my head, I don't really know what would make it Mitch plugged in. Like it doesn't have a thing that made it that song. It really kind of felt like just another drill beat to me. The first one more so, the first beat definitely has a lot more of like a Mitch type beat sound to it, you know what I mean, in terms of like the different instruments and everything. I don't really know exactly how to put it into words, but if you listen to his most recent project, I'm gonna keep saying it, if you listen to that tape, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Lyrically as well, I was tempted to kind of give this one close towards an 8.5 for the lyricism, primarily because of the way that the beginning of the drill part kind of came in. It really wasn't that significant to me. It was kind of like standard drill, but then he has moments in there that are just, they just stand out in their own way. Like the padlock bar that he had, there are certain things that he just said that I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna remember that from Mitch specifically. And even some of the things that I know I've heard used kind of in the past, like I'm gonna think of him when I think of those kind of usages and those kinds of similes and everything. But other than that, the way that he uses his words, he's definitely one of those like one of a kind artists. Now that I'm thinking about it again in my head, I would even want to hear Mitch and T-Way. I don't know how it would sound between their voices and their styles, but the way that they tell stories, I think that could work. Maybe even Mitch and Millions. To a degree, I think I can hear that. I mean, again, the way that they tell stories, the way that they have very distinct voices and everything, that's probably the main reason why I'm thinking of them. But again, lyrically, he tells stories, he paints pictures, and that's one of the things that I personally really like about Mitch. But with all of that being said, considering some of the things that I've heard in the past, this one doesn't really measure up in terms of the vibe and like the delivery. Maybe not even necessarily the delivery, but I don't know, this one just doesn't really match up to like the Mitch tape, I believe is the tape I keep referencing, his most recent tape, right? It doesn't match up to that. It doesn't really match up to the, I believe it was Modern Warfare freestyle, right? It doesn't match up to those things, in my opinion. It definitely doesn't match up to his Mad About Bars. His Mad About Bars was levels. That one was just insane. It actually gets me really mad to think about the fact that it was taken down. But this one, this doesn't match up to those. Now, if I was introduced to Mitch with this, maybe I would have received it a little bit better, and then everything else would have sounded better. But hearing what I know he could do, the stories he can tell, again, I feel like Drill kind of took him back a little bit. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, man. What are your favorite Mitch songs? Who are artists you want to hear him collab with? Who are some producers you want to hear him collab with as well? I think Mitch and BK could probably work. Mitch and Chris Rich, maybe. You know that rhymes, but you know what I mean? Like, I think those producers who could do like the slightly more melodic sounds, maybe even Gotcha, AV, I don't know, but I think those are the producers that really bring, or rather the kinds of producers who make the kinds of beats that, in my opinion, really elevate Mitch a lot. Having those brighter sounds really balances out like his slower cadences and everything. But anyway, let me know what y'all think, man. And as always, hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more of those coming for y'all. But until next time, peace.